Jai Shri Ram. Now we will try to summarize Uddhava Gita. Uddhava Gita, this is a conversation between Krishna and Uddhava. This occurs in the Bhagavatam. Uddhava was a cousin of Krishna, a disciple, a devotee. So, when Krishna Avatara was coming to a close and Krishna said that he is going back to Vaikuntham, it is said that Uddhava asked Krishna, "What about me? How can I get moksha?" So the conversation between Krishna and Uddhava is called Uddhava Gita. Now, this is a publication of, you see my notes are there, profuse, copious amount of notes I have taken. Okay, so you can see. So this is a publication by Advaita Ashrama. You will get it in Ramakrishna Math. The last message of Sri Krishna, Swami Madhavananda. This is by Swami Madhavananda. Okay. Now, I am going to read out some important slokas. Just the important slokas, because we are interested only in the Sar. Okay. Now let us see. Page number 128. In this, Krishna says something very interesting. He says that people as a whole, they get deluded by my Maya, and then they recommend several paths as paths to moksha, all based on their own thinking. So you see, these days you have so many Gurujis, all of them having some fancy names and fancy titles, and they claim that this is the path. You have to join, you have to pay so much and undergo a course, after which you will become successful, you will attain moksha and jnana and so on and so forth. So Krishna has debunked all that already long ago. So what is the method? Very simple. Be a karma yogi, do your duties properly, and make it as an offering to Krishna. Because in 1866 Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuchaha. So work for Krishna. So here Krishna is actually taunting all these people. See, there might be some benefit in all these prakriyas and yogas and fancy names, and that fellow somewhere in America, Bikram Yoga. He's putting people in a hot room, heating up the room, so they will sweat more and they will feel a little better, and then he's making money. So there have been some complaints about him. So I am not naming the others. You see, there are so many in our country. There are so many, innumerable. Each fellow with a fancy name and a fancy name for the procedure that he is trying to teach. So this shloka, Man maya mohita dhiya purusha purusharshabha shreyo vadanti anekantam yadha karma yadha ruchi. Translated, it means, oh Uddhava, best of men, people deluded by my Maya describe various things as means to the highest good according to their own occupation and taste. Man maya mohita dhiya purusha purusharshabha shreyo vadanti anekantam yadha karma yadha ruchi. I hope you liked the way I intoned it. So now that is one shloka. Now I will look up. So in the 11th chapter, just as you have Vishwarupa Sandarshana Yoga in Bhagavad Gita, similarly here one line, Kim Purushanam Hanuman. Krishna says, I am Hanuman. Among Kim Purushas. Kim Purushas were actually creatures who have the body of a man but the face of a lion. Anyway, so among these Kim Purushas, some are apes and all that. Krishna is saying, Kim Purushanam Hanuman. So in the Gita he said, Rama Shastra Bhrutamaham. Among the warriors, I am Rama. Rama Shastra Bhritama. Rudranam Shankaraschasmi. Senaninam Aham Skandaha. So now, Kim Purushanam Hanuman. So who is Hanuman? Hanuman is Krishna. Krishna is Hanuman. So now next. Now in the Uddhava Gita, Krishna narrates a story about a Brahmin who was very wealthy, but he was a miser and people hated him, and finally they looted him, and he became penniless and he was in a wretched condition. And then he had an epiphany, a flash of insight, and he realized and said that his horrible, miserable condition is due to the grace of Krishna, because in this misery he had developed an intense vairagya, detachment for all these material possessions, and which this vairagyam is the raft or boat to salvation. So he is happy. Nunam me Bhagavan Tushtaha. Nunam me Bhagavan Tushtaha Sarva Devamayo Harihi Yena Nito Dasham Etam Nirvedascha Atmanaha Plavaha. Plava means boat. Surely Hari, Krishna, who is the embodiment of all the Devas, is pleased with me because he has brought me to such a miserable crisis in which I have acquired Vairagyam, world weariness, which is a raft for the struggling soul to achieve moksha. So if you are suffering greatly, then be thankful to Krishna, because he is now giving you the capacity to develop Vairagyam, world weariness, and then that is the highway to moksha. Nice one. Nunam me Bhagavan Tushtaha. Tushtaha, that means Krishna is happy with me. Nunam me Bhagavan Tushtaha Sarvadeva Mayo Harihi. Sarvadeva Mayo Hari. All devas are there in Krishna. Yena Nito Dasham Etam. He has brought me to this Dasha. Nirvedascha Atmanaha Plavaha. Nirvedascha Atmanaha Plavaha. Vairagyam, detachment, is the boat, the raft to Atmajnana. Detachment is the boat, is the liner, is the steamer, is the cruise to Atmajnana, moksha. Okay? So nice one, isn't it? Nirvedascha Atmanaha Plavaha. That is why Arjuna Vishada Yoga is also similar, isn't it? Vishadam is a yogam. When you are very, 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 sad and sorrowful about something, that is the time when you can, if you can reflect, like Arjuna did, then you will develop an attachment for Krishna and a detachment for all this material wealth and all that. So that is, Vishadam is the means of yoking yourself with Krishna. That is why it's called Vishada Yoga. And about the gunas, Krishna is saying something like this. He is giving you a list of qualities that are indicative of each guna. For Sattva Guna, Shamo Damastitiksho Tapaha Satyam Daya Smrutihi Tushtis Tyago Spruha Shraddha Hrir Dayadi Swanirvritihi. Controlling the mind and the senses, fortitude, discrimination, devotion to duty, truthfulness, compassion, circumspection, contentment, generosity, dispassion, faith, and a sense of hesitation to demur at the prospect of having to do something adharmic, charity, and taking pleasure in Atmajnana. These are the modifications of Sattva-guna. Next, what are the modifications or symptoms or signs of Rajoguna? I'll read the slokam. Please listen carefully. See, Sanskrit is pretty simple. As you go on listening, you will understand. Because Telugu, Hindi, all of them have lot of Sanskrit words. Kama iha Madastrushna stambha Ashirbhida Sukham Madotsaho Yashaha Preetir Hasyam Viryam Bala Udyamam. Desire, intense, passionate activity, hubris, arrogant pride, covetousness, desiring others' property, proud, praying for comforts, always noticing the differences, seeking sense pleasures, and a militant disposition, love of fame, ridiculing others, displaying powers, and aggression. These are all the signs of Rajas. And then what are the signs of Tamas? Krishna says, Krodho, Lobho, Anrutam, Himsa, Yancha, Dambha, Klamaha, Kalihi, Shokam, Moho, Vishadarthi, Nidrasha, Bhir, Anudyamaha, anger, greed, falsehood, cruelty, dambha, cruelty, klamaha, begging, klamaha, kalihi, quarreling. Klama is a fatigue, very tired all the time, not working. Simulation of piety, dambha. Dambha is hypocritical piety, sanctimoniousness, trying to put on a show of being very pure and all that. So, klamaha is fatigue. And kali is quarrel, always fighting, quarreling. Shoko, moho, vishadarthi, nidrasha, bhir, anudyamaha. Infatuation, dejection, feeling despondent, depressed, always slothful, sleeping, oversleeping, and expecting everything beyond the normal, expectations. Fear and laziness. These are all the signs of tamas. So next shloka I will hunt now. So this Uddhava Gita occurs in the 11th skanda of the Srimad Bhagavatam from 6 to 29. 11th skanda of Srimad Bhagavatam 6 to 29 is the Uddhava Gita. And about Brahmins, Krishna shloka, you see, the body of a Brahmin is not meant for satisfying petty ends. It is for rigorous austerity here and endless happiness thereafter. That is the English translation. See, shlokas cannot be exactly translated into English. So, if you listen intently, the meaning becomes apparent. Okay. Brahmanasya hi dehoyam kshudra kamaya neshyate. It is not for any petty, mean, vile, dastardly activities. Now, the inference you must draw is no sacrifice of animals, no killing. Krishna would not have said this if the Vedas had not condemned animal sacrifice. There were people who were doing that then also, but that is condemned. So, Brahmanasya hi dehoyam kshudrakamaya neshyate. There are many rascals who are telling us that it is the Brahmins who were sacrificing Gomedha, Naramedha, even humans. Naramedha simply means funeral rites, obsequies. Okay, so Gomedha means agriculture. Ashwamedha means good governance, expanding the kingdom, enhancing the security. Rashtram va Ashwamedha, Annam hi gau,